the workplace, how this 21st century skill can help them. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Trevor. So, good afternoon, everyone. Just as Trevor was saying, I'm trying to share today from the perspective of where I am a professional, manager, general manager of a listed company. In my daytime job, I'm in technology. I work for a listed company, and I bring technology innovation to the market through productization. And that's why I'm head of a product development and management department. So, but in my part-time, in my hobby, I'm actually a chairman of a learned society, helping to promote knowledge management in Hong Kong. So, today I think the topic is about 21st century skills. But to be frank, as a professional working in Hong Kong, I, together with many of my senior executives, are pretty disappointed. And I'll tell you why, right? Okay, this is just 1 or 2 seconds. KFDC is a learned society, it's a charitable organization that I chair. And basically we hold conferences, regular activities in Hong Kong promoting the practice of knowledge management. This is just background. And okay, back to the main topic. I would like to share this quote from the US president, ex-president, Abraham Lincoln. It talks about the dogma of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present, and it calls for the action that we would bring a new way of dealing with today's problem. And as Dr. just shared, many of the learning that the Chinese community is still pretty old-fashioned, right? It's about memorizing a lot of facts and data. So this is not preparing our children adequate for the workplace. So actually, look for some of the reality that has been reported in as the workplace. McKinsey is actually a very famous management consulting firm. It provides business consultancy to many large organizations. And just a couple of years ago, they published a report on it's a report called Voice of the Graduate, and it talks about how students, we're talking about graduates who have actually finished the degree, that many of them felt unprepared for the world of work. They are not ready for the workplace. And many of the surveys also indicated that if they would, they would prefer to do it over again because they don't feel that they are trained for the job they are now in. And many of them actually doesn't even have a clue how to look for a job. Okay, and that's the reality. And the world has actually changed. It has changed a lot. Now we are talking about a knowledge economy, and we have actually gone past the age of industrial age, where you just need factories and mass produce a lot of goods, and the economy would be there. But now we're talking about knowledge is pretty intangible, and people talk about globalization. Because we are in knowledge era, people in India can work as good as people in Hong Kong or US if we are doing a lot of innovation or knowledge creations. So because many of this or the valuable stuff, valuable assets are pretty intangible these days. They could be tangible sometimes if you apply for patents, intellectual properties, but the valuation of a company, probably WhatsApp is only 40, 50 people. They actually came to talk to us before they they got acquired, and they're talking about $1 billion of valuations, and they just have this new idea about improving communications, okay, and that 40-50 people, after working for a couple of years, they create a company that values in billions of US dollars. And that's what I'm talking about intangible. They don't have a factory and they don't have any physical asset. They just have knowledge and how to improve communications. And in the past, we talked about managing human resource, personnel management. But today, although many of our students are not prepared for the workplace, but those who are good are being hunted all over the world. And big companies like Google, the like of Amazon or many others, they would pay or any amount of money that people ask for to acquire the necessary talent or even to retain them. And the world has actually also changed. In the past, we produce a product, and then the business are looking for a super product that sells well, popularity, and then when they see the popularity drops, okay, they just kill the product and invent another, and that's how they make money, okay. But these days, people are talking different. They are talking about long tail. That's where you get all the product from. Instead of inventing a super product, people are looking for constant innovations, and then people buying all sort of products over time, and then that's how the company make money. So we are in a brand new world, and then also customization, innovation, and talk about customer user experience. These are all very intangible. And when I said that the company valuation in the past, especially in the industrial age, capital is the physical and the tangible stuff, that how you value a company. But now it's actually more intangible. It's really intellectual and a lot of knowledge that actually constitute the overall company value. So I borrowed this chart from a consultancy company, and the skills that we are looking for today in the knowledge era is really very different from the past. We're talking about knowledge idea, so constant innovations. We're talking about people working with people, bright people working with bright people, and that's how knowledge get created. That's how ideas and products got generated, and a constant communication, and that's how we see the world has changed. So I guess many of you might have read Stephen Covey's book about the highly effective people, 7 Habits. This book was published many years ago, but the core values are still there. And then 15 years after he published the 7 Habits, he published the 8th Habit. And what he promotes is not an addition habit, rather it's talking about the desire of achieving excellence, the desire to be successful, and the desire to live out these 7 habits. Okay, that's the central idea. So the idea about the 21st century skills, in my perspective, is really central around the core principles that Stephen actually promoted about private victory, about result-oriented, being proactive, putting the right priority in your work, and then collaboration, think win-win rather than win-lose, synergize, and then also the communication, the understanding, because seek first to understand, then to be understood, and this is key. I think this relates to today's topic. If you want to be successful, you have to sharpen the sword. which are the skills that you possess. Okay, I almost complete, the theoretical part of it, but this is where the meat is for today's sharing. These are true stories I want to share with you. It sounds funny, but as a manager, as a professional senior executive in a listed company, it's not funny at all. Okay, so I actually prefer to tell the story in Cantonese. How many could understand Cantonese? Can I raise a hand? Okay. Can anyone besides them how to do the translation? Can you do that?
I would try.
Okay. All right. Okay,
I would try, but not sure I can capture all the essence of the story.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. The first thing, the father's letter. 呢個古仔咧係講咩咧？就係講咧而家啲人咧去有一個 case 咧就係點咧？就係有個fresh graduates， 佢啱啱入咗一間公司做咁咧就爸爸俾咗個錦囊佢，個錦囊咧就有一封信，就叫佢咧 the very first day in her work 咧，佢就會帶住錦囊。
Okay, you want me to translate?
Yes,
okay. This is a story about a graduate, a fresh grad. His dad gave him a secret letter. So the secret letter is on the first day of work. What he should do.
原來知唔知嗰封信係咩？嗰封信咧其實就係一封辭職信。嗰辭職信咧就係我爸話啦，嗱仔翻到呢間公司度。睇一睇辛唔辛苦，辛苦唔開心就唔好做啦即係你有封信喺度可以隨時遞咁呢個已經聽落嚟咧，都已經幾滑稽㗎啦，係咪先
Okay.